Good. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
My goodness. Woo, I don't even know where to begin. Let's start from the beginning.
The beginning. Very good place.
First of all, I want to make sure, because I don't want to miss one question. I wanted to say, unfortunately, my first time meeting you was, only a couple of months ago when you were with Kenny Barnes at this on Soul's Journey Series 3. And I say unfortunately because as small as DC is, it's as big as DC is.
Right.
And we know quite a few of the same people, but our paths just haven't crossed.
It's weird. It always happens like that, but everything happens for a reason. And we met when we were supposed to meet. So,
Yes.
you know.
Well, I'm glad that we did. Thank you,
Yes.
Kenny
It
Barnes.
was a great show. Thanks, Kenny. He was going to get on me because I forgot to tell him about tonight.
Oh, my goodness. So tell the listening, viewing audience a little about yourself.
Okay, so we start at the beginning.
Yes.
I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. I know that's a very rare thing. Third generation native Washingtonian, born at D.C. General. And
Doesn't get much more
that's
DC than that.
in DC.
Right.
So, and I grew up in Southeast, and I started performing as a really small child. I remember my grandmother telling a story of when I was about 3 or 4, and I used to go outside and get a pen or pencil and sing, and then I would take my foot and run it across the gravel, because to me, that sounded like thunderous applause.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
But for me, I needed that at the end of my song. I would scrape my foot across and then bow. So that told them I was one, a ham, and that what two was destined to be a performer. So about, I guess, I sang in the Glee Club from elementary school, but around about 12 years old, I joined a performing arts company called the DC Youth Ensemble that was founded by Miss Carol Foster. She's a teacher at Savoy now. And, got my chops there, beginning singing musical theater and, loving just the concept of theater and combining your stage presence and speaking along with singing. So that branched out from there. And I got accepted into Duke Ellington School of the Arts after spending time at Sousa Junior High School, which is also where Johnny Gill and Stacey Lattisaw went to junior high. And so I, looked up to them and wanted to be like them. And Stacey actually also went to Ellington. And so I auditioned and I got in. The funny story about my audition is that I auditioned originally for theater. But when I got there, I had no idea what a monologue was. So I was like, well, I don't want to embarrass myself, but I know I can sing.
Right.
So I'm going to go upstairs to the vocal audition. And just in a split second, that changed my whole life.
Wow.
So I studied classical music at Ellington for 4 years and then graduated and immediately went to New York. I was going to be a star. And so I got a national tour of Dreamgirls. And during that tour, I met a mentor who was like, so what are you doing after the tour? And I was like, stay in New York and be a star. She was like, no, you're not. You're going back home. You're going to school. You're going to get your degree. And you're going to, she said, you're going to pledge Diva. And I was like, what's Diva? Diva, Divine, Intelligent, Versatile Artists, is a society for women of the arts. And it's only at Howard University. We're 31 years old. And it just changed my life. It just, so you're talking about networking and the importance of building relationships. That was definitely a foundation for that. And I can say that I have gone back and worked with not everybody, but somebody from every facet of my career, from working again with the people that I worked with in DC Youth Ensemble to my Ellington classmates. We work together now. Kenny Barnes, that's where I met him in the halls of Ellington. He was singing and I was like, he sounds exactly like Luther Vandross. So I followed him around all the time and I was like, please, I want to be your background singer. And he was like, okay. So, and it just went from there. And so after Ellington, I went to Howard, got my degree. And I've just been doing it. It's what I do. Of course, as artists, we do other things to, pay the bills and make things,
Absolutely.
But for a long time, it was all I did. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful for
At
my
least
history.
you were able to sustain, because a lot of us can't, not strictly on our passion, our
Exactly.
music.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you're equally as passionate about both the music and theater.
Oh, yeah. I always wanted to be a recording artist. That was my first goal. I guess once I got immersed really just in music, I just was so interested in all styles, jazz. I think I started out listening to Nancy Wilson and Sarah Vaughan when I was very, very little. And I just love that sound, that clean sound of music.
Pure.
A lot of, yes, pure vocals. And so I really could appreciate that Jamie Foxx tune because, piano vocal, that's amazing. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I always wanted to be a recording artist. Theater came later as a mainstay, but it was always underneath. I always, but at Howard, I did get to really hone my acting chops. And another one of my mentors, Mike Malone, made us do everything. You couldn't just be one thing. That would, it squeezes you out a lot of work if you can only do one thing. So he
Right.
made us be very well-rounded and versatile. And God rest his soul, he was very instrumental in me being so versatile.
Wow, and that's good. That's a good segue into my next question because just interested to know how does the theater benefit the singing and vice versa? How do they strengthen one another?
Interesting that you would ask that. I do have a workshop that I'm developing called Fine Tuning, and it's for the singing actor. When I was at Howard, Al Freeman Jr., I don't know if you remember, he played Elijah Muhammad in Malcolm X. He was one of my teachers at Howard, and I had a monologue to perform, and he said to me, approach it like you would approach a song. Well, I was immediately offended because I thought he was saying I don't have the acting chops, so I have to act like it's a song. But as I grew, I learned that you have to have moments, and it has to build and has to rise and fall. So they both serve each other. A song is not just a song. You have to tell a story.
Absolutely.
And I'm definitely a storyteller. So you have to know what you're singing about. You can't just be so all over the place vocally that nobody hears what you're saying. And great songs and great entertainers, like my favorite of all time, Gladys Knight, tells a story.
Right.
And she doesn't have to do every vocal trick in the book to draw you in. And so that's how the song serves the acting, and then the acting serves the song, in that it gives people a chance to look deeper than just the basis of the song. They look deeper into a story. They may connect to it in some kind of way, relate. Even if they don't relate, they can sympathize or empathize with the person that's singing. So. So yeah, that is very, very important. I teach my students about connecting the song and making it a real story. It has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you have to approach it as if it's a monologue. So yeah.
So this workshop that you're teaching, it's open to the public?
Yes, it's going to be open to the public. It's going to be called Fine Tuning. It's really a master class, so it's going to be about 3 hours. So you come in and you learn the basics of what musical theater really is. And then you get a chance to hear some examples of who the best performers are that do both singing and acting and make it work together. And then you get a chance to get up and do some of your work. So if you have some work, if you're a poet, if you are a songwriter, you get a chance to get up and perform some of your work, and I critique you and give you pointers on how to really make that work. So be looking out for it. It's coming in the fall.
Okay. So then how can people stay connected?
You can, well, right now, you can stay connected with me through Facebook. Also, you can go to my email and just email me, rozwhitesings@gmail. What else? Yeah, those for right now. I will be having a website, and I'm going to start a Kickstarter campaign for my CD. I'm finally going to do a whole CD after all these years. But it
good.
takes, sometimes projects take up so much of your time that you don't, have the time to put in. And it's costly to do a CD.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so Facebook, Roz White, see Roz White as my Facebook. I also have a fan page on Facebook. It's also Roz White. And on Twitter, I'm at Roz Star Diva. And my email is rozwhitesings@gmail.com.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to try to post this on my my fan page as well.
Okay.
So I've always been curious to know, because I've never acted, never been in a play, and I'm intimidated by learning the words or remembering the script.
Gotcha.
I'm having a hard enough time remembering lyrics. So how do you prepare for that?
Well, everybody has their own method, and if I told you that there was a surefire way, I wouldn't be being honest. I have an excellent memory, so it kind of sticks in my head after saying it 2 or 3 times. Some actors have told me that they read the script over and over, and then they put it away and try to write from memory what they've read. Some people actually record their others' lines and say their lines back, or they record their own lines and listen in their sleep. There's so many methods to learning your lines, but for me, it sticks. That's one of the things that some people can sing high notes. I can remember things.
Woo.
So
I don't know. I think it's too many birthdays for me. I think that moment has passed. Unless I have a teleprompter telling me what to say. Oh my goodness. So do you have any upcoming performances?
Right now, I just finished writing a script for a piece called Then Sings My Soul. And it's a women's piece, and it deals with domestic violence. The concept was created by Wyoming Paris, who is another great performer here. And it's going to feature some great performers that you may know, like Shang and myself and Wyoming. So we had auditions today for that piece where we saw a lot of really talented women. And Then Sings My Soul is something that I call like a journey through the lives of these women who are dealing with different aspects of domestic violence. They may have witnessed it, they may have actually experienced it, and then one character even is a lawyer who defends women who have been abused. And so it's a little look into each part of that. And so the auditions were great. I told them I would plug, so I got that out of the way. Because I remember a lot of stuff, but if it's not written down, it could go away. So that's the new piece that I just wrote, and that's going to be in October at the Arc Theater.
Oh, okay.
What's going on this summer? This summer, I'm probably going to be working with Hands on the Future. I don't know if you know about that. It's a summer program for youth who want to be recording artists and performers, and so we train them. We have a state-of-the-art studio. We get them ready, teach them vocal techniques and stage presence, and they even write their own songs and perform them at the end of the year, and that at the end of the summer, and that's also at the Arc. So June, July, that'll be full with that, and trying to work on getting the CD done. So you should hear a single. We're going to go ahead and put it out there. You should hear a single by July.
All right. That's right. Okay. I want to keep my eye on that.
Definitely.
Stay posted and connected. So we're going to take I feel like I'm running out of time. I'm sitting here just
so much to talk about.
Mesmerized. So what we're going to do is take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to get a chance to hear your beautiful voice. Okay. And then we'll maybe ask a couple more questions, and we'll take it from there.
All right.
Come right back.
So I can tell you something you already know.
Gave us a shout out. Yes, we have Damien. Damien, you have time to say hello to Roz, ask a quick question, and then we have to hear her sing.
Say that again.
You have time to say hello to Roz. Say hi, Roz.
Hi, Damien.
Rob.
How are you? Good.
How you?
I'm
Good.
good.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Do you have a
Say what?
question for Roz?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
How long? How long? How long you been singing?
I have been singing for about 30 years, professionally.
Wow.
But I've been singing since I
You
was
know why?
like 3. But I've been singing for about 30 years professionally.
Wow. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm a gospel singer.
Oh, you're a gospel singer. Okay, I sing gospel too.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, listen, Damien, you can stay connected to Roz by going to her Facebook page. And if you
Wow,
what'd you say? I'm
'cause
sorry.
I play keyboard, piano, organ, drums, sound. I'm a DJ, broadcast, minister.
That is awesome. You
Yes,
do a lot
it
of stuff.
is. Keep it going, Damien.
Yeah, because I need some help.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that. Why don't you send an email? Send me an email, and I'll help you as best I can. Okay.
Okay, but the best, I'm not good. I'm not good on email.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. What about Facebook? Do you have Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Well, just hit us up on Facebook, and we'll respond. All right.
Okay, and what's your name?
Wendy_Soul Fusion. Or
Okay,
if
I'm
you,
matter of fact, I'm on Facebook right now.
okay. But we have to go, Damien. So Wendy_Soul Fusion, and we'll talk to you another time. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Damien.
All right,
so,
Damien.
Roz, you ready to bless us with a song?
Yeah, I'm gonna sing a little bit of a song I wrote.
All right.
This is a song called My Story. It's basically everything I just told you. But yeah, I wrote the song when I lived in New Orleans back in 2003.
Okay.
And and it's going to be on the album. The album's going to be called Jazzy Blue Soul. So
Okay.
this is my story. Yeah. This is my story. Some pain, some glory. Everybody's got a story to tell. So take a look inside the world. Come on, y'all. This is my story. My story. Some pain, some glory. Come on. Everybody's got a story to tell. Yeah. So take a look inside the world. Growing up in Southeast DC, was the youngest little girl in the family. Seen a lot of things a child shouldn't see. Been some places that a child shouldn't be. Grew up with dreams of fame and fortune. Did some things that I really didn't want to, but I knew I had to find a way. Had to make it through another day. My mate grandmama Willie Mae told me that I couldn't let the devil get a hold of me. She used to sing about amazing grace, 'cause she was dreaming of a better place. Found a way to erase the pain, a little sunshine to stop the rain. And when I found myself all alone, in my heart I kept a song. Come on. This is my story. Some pain, y'all. Some glory. Everybody's got a story to Everybody's got a story to tell. Come on, take a look inside. This is my story. My story. Some pain, some glory. Everybody's got a story to tell. So take a look inside the world. Now I became a woman much too fast. what I thought was love really didn't last. Started looking in all the wrong places, seeing my life through too many faces. On the outside I was living well, on the inside was a living hell. All the anger I had inside, instead of being open I chose to hide. So confused from being abused, situation burning like a long slow fuse. The only good thing in my life was music. Had a gift but didn't know how to use it. Couldn't see my way through all the darkness. Felt so all alone and so helpless. When it all came crashing down, the beating of my heart was the only sound. Now I was a child with a fancy dream.
Found that life ain't what it seems.
Now I'm a woman with a choice to make.
Time to put away the childish
For
games.
everything I went through, there was a reason,
Like the
y'all.
book says, everything has a season.
Now I know it's just a matter of time before this little light of mine is gonna shine. Hey, yeah.
Everybody's got a story to tell. So
Come on, take a look inside of my world, y'all. This is my story, and I gotta tell it.
Everybody's
Yeah.
got a story to tell.
Come on, take a look inside the world. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
My mic sounds nice. Check one. That was beautiful.
Thank
I'd
you.
also like to. We have a special guest, a couple of special guests in the station today. My dad came by to visit.
Awesome.
Frankie Pooh. It's over here, and my aunt's back here. Aunt Donna in the back. You know, I just want to thank you so much for coming. And when your single is released, you got to promise to come back. And,
Absolutely.
and share it with us.
Sure.
And I'm sure we'll have many more questions. I feel like we ran out of time. My
That's
goodness.
okay.
It goes by so fast.
It does.
So we're going to, it's not time for the Set Your Mind, Set Your Week, our motivational tip. We like to end the show with a little bit of motivation and inspiration to keep
awesome.
people going. Just stay on track. Stay focused, stay committed, and you will be okay.
Yeah.
So the quote for this week says, "Friend, there's no greater investment in life than in being a people builder. Relationships are more important than our accomplishments." And this is by Joel Osteen. So the lesson in this is, this quote is so powerful and true. We have goals, dreams, and aspirations. Even though some may want to believe they have obtained success on their own, best believe it's absolutely not true. When you help others believe in their dream and who they are, when you support, and for me, most importantly, be accountable, do what you say or commit to, it builds people and relationships. The reward is self-fulfillment, and the byproduct being a support system of people who want to be a part of your success as well as you be a part of theirs. So a friend who will always be there to support you. This video says it all. Check it out.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm so glad to be back.
It's good to have you back.
I can't believe I'm with the wine.
You know what? Somebody that's with all of us. You know, he that hath a friend is must first show himself friendly. All right.
Well, I know by being in this place that
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of people that wants to know who this friend is. Why don't you tell them about it,
Well, there is a friend that sticks closer than any brother. I got a lot of brothers, right?
Yeah.
You know who that friend is.
Why don't you tell them about it?
I'm gonna tell you.
I know.
Sometimes there's no one to tell to, no one else I can find.
again, welcome back. Before we close the show, Roz has one more announcement that she would like to make.
Oh, I wanted to mention that I'm performing at Music in the Night. It's for Capital Pride. I don't know where it is, but I'm sure if you Google Capital Pride and Music in the Night, it will tell you where it is. But I'll be singing a couple of songs, and there'll be a lot of great artists performing. And so come check that out, June 2nd.
And again, tell people how they can find you.
They can find me on Facebook, C. Roz White, or they also can find me on Twitter, at Roz Star Diva, or my email address, which is rozwhitesings@gmail.com.
All right. Okay. So as we end, again, I would like to say thank you to all my viewers. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Ms. Roz White.
Thank
we
you
look
so much.
forward to the great things that you're about to do. Can't wait to hear your next single and your full project. Like to thank Kevin Williams, Eric. Thank you very much, broadcast engineer. My dad for coming out, Aunt Donna, friends, family.
Love you,
Stay
Mommy.
tuned. Yes, hi, Mom. Stay tuned for the Earth Show. We will see you next week. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.